Liverpool 2, Real Madrid 5. What a historic game of football, and unfortunately for Liverpool, for all the wrong reasons. That was an abysmal performance, especially that second half. That was dreadful, purely dreadful. For the first 15-20 minutes, we did really well. I mean, Salah getting a goal, which he's a record breaker, Liverpool's highest European goal scorer in the Champions League. Fantastic for him, beating Steven Gerrard. I'm sure he couldn't be happier. Darwin Núñez getting another goal under his belt. Terrific run, terrific finish, pulling off that flick he did against Fulham in the first game of the season. And from there on, it all went downhill. And a historic defeat, and records tumbled after tumbled for all the wrong reasons for Liverpool. For this mentality monsters team, that the team that sets records, and not the ones that set them in a bad way. But this season, and today, especially against Real Madrid, who are a fantastic team in Europe. They're not doing so well in the Champions League, but you can never write them off. And I really thought we could do something against them today, and I really thought we had a chance. And I think that's why it's so disappointing, because we had a chance, the fans were up for it, we fed that atmosphere into the team, and the team responded, and we went 2-0 up, and then from there on, I don't know what to say. I mean, Vinicius Jr., it was a brilliant bit of class from him to shimmy past Trent Alexander-Arnold, and then the pace and the accuracy of the shot to put it in the bottom corner past Alisson, a world-class goalkeeper. I don't think anyone can really say it was any one individual's particular fault he scored that goal, because it was just a world-class goal. But from there on, they were just sloppy. I mean, Alisson, for the second goal, what are you doing? I mean, maybe he felt bad for the fact that his mate Courtois in the other goal made a mistake for Salah's goal, but just gifted the goal to Real Madrid and get them back into the game. I mean, I've seen some people give credit to Vinicius Jr., and there was a little bit of that. I mean, the way he positioned himself in between Alisson and Joe Gomez, who I think Alisson's trying to pass to, but at the end of the day, it was just hoof it. He left him so much space to play the ball out to the left if he wanted to try and pass it out, or just hoof it forward. But this Liverpool side have been, I think you can definitely throw accusations at them for overplaying, because that was a horrible, horrible bit of misjudgment, and not the first time this season Alisson's done that. He's a world-class goalkeeper at soft-stopping, but you got to question his decision-making there and then. And then you go in 2-2 at half-time, and after 2-0 up especially, you give Real Madrid the chance to come back into the game, and you go, okay, it's fair enough, it's Real Madrid, they're a world-class team, they're going to score. I think, I can't even remember what channel it was, but Rafa Benitez was talking when after our win against Newcastle, saying Real Madrid, Benzema, Vinicius, they will score. And you thought to yourself, okay, that's fine, but you regroup, you go again, and you definitely can hurt this Real Madrid team defensively. But then, that free kick, my God. I mean, first of all, Vinicius Jr. gets away from Trent Alexander-Arnold way too easily, and then Joe Gomez just runs into him when he's at the byline. Like, what are you doing? And then the free kick itself was zonal marking, and Militao runs past Gakpo, he runs past Núñez, and there's about 6 or 7 players zonal marking who just do nothing, and they're just standing there, and it's honestly, it's so poor. And then to give Real Madrid the lead from that was just atrocious. And then, of course, when you're a team who are playing really well actually, and you're going to get a bit of luck, and Benzema gets a goal, deflection, nothing Alisson can do for that one, unfortunately. He had a howler there, but there's nothing he could do, and Real Madrid find themselves 4-2 up, and then the 5th goal was really disappointing. It was almost the cherry on the cake for Real Madrid, and kind of the dagger right through the heart for Liverpool. The fact that Fabinho, his control isn't there. Luka Modric runs past him, runs past, pathetic shoot. I think he did try and pull him down, but he just couldn't get there. Passes the ball to Benzema, and he just does. The goalkeeper, he does Alisson, he does Joe Gomez, whoever else is there trying to defend, but it didn't really matter because he just found it. Top corner. Oh, and this Liverpool team, my God. Because you had a bit of hope going into it, because you thought the results against Everton, who were played really poor, against Newcastle, who, until they had a man sent off, we were doing really well. And then you come into it and you think the return of Van Dijk, Firmino and Jota coming back into form, Nunes and Gakpo scoring goals recently. And you just think, it's all kind of clicking back into place, and this whole Liverpool is showing themselves again. But then the performance today was just, that second half was atrocious. It was incredible. And you can play against other teams in the league and get away with it, and maybe it'll be 2-2 at the end of the game, or it might be 3-2 loss. But against Real Madrid, who are world class, and I think now it is purely mental now, this team, because the results we've had against them, and you do have to give Real Madrid a bit of credit, because like I keep saying, they're a world class team and these players have won so many Champions Leagues and so many trophies between them, but we should have won today. On that first half, we could have been 3 or 4 up easily, and then to lose 5-2, fair play to Real Madrid, but we need to look at ourselves long and hard in the mirror, because that was dreadful. And in some ways, there's always that thought in the back of it that it could happen like that, because of the way this team's been performing this season. But I mean, the fact that Stefan Petetic is an 18-year-old who's the first name on the team sheet apart from the goalkeeper just shows how bad our team has been this season. And I think he probably had a 6 or a 7 out of 10 performance, but I'm not having a go at him, because he was still trying, he was still tackling, getting himself involved, trying to spray around a couple of passes, had a great shot on target in the second half from a corner. But it shouldn't be up to him to drag us to the best team in the world's level at 18. I mean, I think I saw a tweet that's saying Luka Modric has been running midfields longer than he's been born, which is fair enough. But I don't know. I mean, Vinicius Jr. is a world-class player. I didn't even realise he'd got more goal volumes than Benzema this season. But he had Trent on toast, he had Gomez on toast. I think that David Alaba coming off injury actually impacted Real Madrid in a positive way more than anything else, because Nacho came on and he was more defensive that whole game, and Valverde went over to the left-hand side, and they just shored things up a bit more, and Salah was constantly getting in between Rudiger and Alaba in that first half, and then as soon as Nacho comes on, he can't find it. You've got to remember the end of the first half, Robertson had a great sliding tackle in the zone penalty area, and we could have been 3-2 down going into it, and who knows what the score would have been. But the likes of Naby Keita, he's not coming on, so clearly Klopp doesn't think he can do anything. Elliot comes on so late. Really, what can you do? You just got to question these players. I mean, I don't normally like to single players out, but Joe Gomez he was at fault for arguably 3 goals. He needs to go, and I'm now fully convinced. If you weren't before, I always knew he wasn't good enough, but I'm now fully convinced he's only here because he's English, and to make up the English quota. Because to sell him and replace him with another English player is going to cost a lot of money, and which FSG don't want to put their hands in their pockets. And that's another matter, because they came out earlier today and saying that the club's not for sale, just want investment. And I always thought maybe they're leaning more towards the investment side than they were the sale side, but it's so surprising they came out with that statement today. Come out with it tomorrow. Well, I guess they can't come out with it tomorrow, otherwise fans would have literally killed them. I mean, already begging for them to leave, but just the timing wasn't right. It didn't sit well with me. People are talking about it before the game, like, what do you think, or what's going on, or it just not today, just not before the game. I mean, you had Sunday, you had Monday. It's not today on game day. I don't know. I think Fabinho had another stinker. I think on the ball he did alright for the first 20 minutes, but so did the whole team. But then after that, where was he? I mean, the fact that Luka Modric, I don't even know how old he is, 37, 38, is just running past him and he can't do anything about it. It's just, it's so abysmal and so poor to watch. Fabinho is such a worry. And even though he's been part of this 3-man field along with Henderson and Petetic, who have been kind of reforming our results in the last 2 games. Like I've just said, it's just been 2 games, and we desperately need to beat Crystal Palace. We desperately need to win our next few games before we play Real Madrid next. We don't have any chance. Let's be realistic. We have no chance. Real Madrid are a world class team, and we're going away to them. We're not even coming back to Anfield. We've had a game at Anfield. We've lost by 5-2. We've got no chance. But we need to win our next Premier League games until then. So then at least we can just go screw it, chuck everyone on, play 4 forwards or whatever, and just win the game of football. But I don't want to focus on the second leg because we've lost it, and we've lost it at home, which I'm so surprised we've done. Especially from 2-0 up. I think that's what's worrying. The fact that Real Madrid scored 5 goals without reply, just not good enough. We left ourselves so exposed, we left ourselves so open, it is not good enough. Absolutely not good enough. Credit to Real Madrid. Like I said, I've been very complimentary. They definitely deserve it. I mean, look at that midfield in comparison to ours. Valverde, Camavinga, Modric. On the bench, you got Cruz, you got Tchouaméni, and who else came on? Dani Ceballos. I think got other players as well. I mean, they sold Isco to Arsenal a couple of years ago. Modern Odegaard. They've also got Isco. They've got Asensio on the bench as well. This is the level they're trying to reach, and we are nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. And there was embarrassing. And a historic defeat. First time we conceded 5 under Klopp. Our biggest defeat at home in the Champions League, at least. I think we lost 5-1 once, but I think that was way before I was born, way before most of you watching were born. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna go to sleep.